Every child of God has his season. Right about now, it's all
check it. It's clean as if just yesterday I was doing pole, surrounded by jokers who couldn't do nothing.
Welcome. This is the Proven Wrong Show. We are back live in the studio on this evening. And we're gearing up for a cold winter, cold night tonight. But guess what? It's gonna be all right. I thank the Lord we can feel the cold weather, feel the chill, cuddle up. If you don't have somebody to cuddle up with tonight, call 1-800. No, I'm just kidding. But we're glad you guys got a chance to tune in tonight. We're hoping some folks will call in tonight. I am really hoping you give me a call tonight, 601-863-9877. Tell me what is on your mind. What are you thankful for? All right, let's talk about that. We're going to talk about that tonight. We probably bounce around a little bit. I had two guests scheduled for tonight on the Proven Wrong Show, and one had a family emergency, and I'm going to have a talk with this brother. I'm like, how many mother-in-laws do you have, man? No, I'm just kidding, but hopefully he's at the hospital with his mother-in-law and didn't just use her as an excuse not to come on the show. A lot of folks just get afraid. They become afraid when you ask them to come talk on camera. But we chop it up all the time, and I try to tell folks, no, it's just you and I talking. You sit here, I sit here. We chop it up. We talk about issues that affect Jackson, issues that affect parents, issues that affect Jackson Public School, issue that affects us all, the water crisis. I mean, you name it, we'll talk about it. You bring it up, and we'll discuss it. This is the Proven Wrong Show. Everyone has a testimony, and this is the platform that I believe the Lord gave me to help folks prove folks wrong, help folks share their testimony, help folks be encouraged and inspired. I am not here to impress you. I am here to impress upon you the urgency of the moment. You know, we're losing, y'all. We're going further and further behind, deeper and deeper, and our communities are suffering like never before. I'm not going to say like never before because we've seen this before. And so with Proven Wrong, I want you to listen, interject, call in, tell me what you're thinking. But we've been this way before, and the more I read, the more I study, the more I just contemplate and stop and think, I'm like, wow, we're going backwards as a society, as a race of people, as a country. We're going backwards, and I'm like, but how? I feel like Lauren Fishburne in School Days. I want to just say, wake up. And I'm not even talking about the woke agenda. I'm just talking about I want to shake folks and say, wake up. Can't you see where we're headed? We have to prove folks wrong. They say if you don't know your history, you're destined to repeat it. And a lot of our young people don't know their history. And we're starting to repeat it. Case in point, guns in our community. Guns in our community. Let's talk about that for a minute. Give me a call, 601-863-9877. We'd love to hear from you. Give me a call. How did so many young people get their hands on guns in our community? Think about it. Where did they get them from? Why are they so plentiful? I think I've shared before on this show. I had a young guy that a friend of mine found a .38 special, snub nose special, on the corner of Robinson Road and Alta Vista. Beautiful beautiful weapon. It's called the Pink Lady, 38. It was fully loaded, 1 round missing. And he didn't know what to do with it. I said, man, you a felon. You're a convicted felon. So you're not supposed to have it in your possession. So bring it to me and I'll take care of it. I get it into the right person, people's hands, into the law enforcement or whoever I need to get it to. But yeah, I mean, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. And so if we look back in history and see what happened, and I recommend you guys go out and see Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. If you hadn't seen it yet, I highly recommend it. Raphael Jackson, who is one of my Young Life guys, former Young Life guy, and taking over my job, or I'm training him in preparation to take my job as the area director for Young Life in Jackson. He and I took 10 young men to see Wakanda Forever. We went to a Boys to Men conference this past Saturday at New Horizon, put on by the Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. They did a Boys to Men conference, and they rented out the building, and we brought some young people to that. It was a breakfast. They provided breakfast, lunch. Shout out to Jackson Fire Department. They came and they were on the panel. I don't know how many of our listeners know that the age has been lowered to become a firefighter. The fire chief in charge of Jackson has lowered the age. So you used to have to be 21 to be a firefighter. Now you can be a firefighter at 18. So you can graduate high school and go to the fire academy. So, and that's a job with benefits, young folks. And prestige. So we had a young man on the panel who was 20 and a firefighter. Another young guy that was there, he was 19 and a firefighter, and they both, graduated the academy. We had some other guests that were there, a radio station owner, DJ, Welcome Jackson, executive director, spoke. Again, the fire chief spoke, and several other people presented. Gordon's martial arts did some training, some self-defense training to the young men, and just an all-around great event. Breakfast provided, lunch provided, and afterwards we took our group. Raphael and I took our group to see Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and it was an excellent movie. Very good, very good. But it brings me back to guns in our community. If you know your history and you go all the way back like they did in the movie, I'm not going to share the whole movie, but it was scenes in the movie that even talked about and showed in the movie how we got to where we are now in Jackson. Because guns were given to Africans to enslave other Africans, to terrorize other Africans. And because the ones who had the guns were able to overtake other tribes, they sold other tribes into slavery. And so fear and panic was on the faces of Africans, and the melee and all of that was going on was being perpetrated by other Africans. And so even in our community, what do we see? We see young black men with guns, and they're enacting fear in the lives of other blacks. And so they're basically terrorists. And but where did they get the guns? Most of these guns, they didn't go legally purchase these guns. A lot of these guns, like I said, were given to these young guys very cheap. I mean, if you pay $50, $75, $100 for a 9mm, and they regularly run, $500, $600, $700, they basically giving them away. And they've given them and putting them in the hands of our young men, and in some cases young ladies, to terrorize their own people, to hold their own folks hostage, to cripple their own communities. And so how do we change that? one of the ways we change is to educate these folks. We got to educate our young folks. We got to show them. Alex Haley has already put it on film. Even though it's old as all get out, it's still relevant. Bring back Roots and show them the movie Roots and what happened. Django. There are a host of other movies that showed what happened when slaves were given guns, and how they enacted terror on their own people. We got a caller. Let's see who this is. Hello, caller. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Yeah. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. This is Chantel Johnson.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm tuning in to your show, and you're talking on a topic that, I pretty much talk about everywhere I go.
Yes, ma'am.
As far as where they get the guns from, the guns are more flourishable than rat tail combs for your hair. And they only cost $107.
Uh-huh.
It's more common now than anything. For number one, no one is being taught how to problem solve.
Right.
Even when we was coming up, it was too many adults around that would sort out the right thing to do for the situation, so everything wouldn't be carried out by just a child's mind.
Right.
Everybody is friends, and that goes for the pastor that stays 2 doors down, that see it in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
That goes for the candy lady. That goes for the people at the grocery store. Because I say all the time, and I see it all the time. I see where they will get out the cars on this side of North State Street, far as where Walgreens at, coming back toward the hood way, they would get out with assault rifles around their neck.
Yes,
I'm talking about looking like Rambo.
Mm-hmm.
But riding in the cars with adults. But them same adults will go cross that light. Something so simple as the subway, where the old Jitney 14 that I don't know the name that people call it now.
Right.
But the adults will literally tell them, put that gun up. Don't you get out this car with that gun.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't that they don't know.
Right, they know.
It's no difference in you would shoot on this side of the light and we'll not shoot on that side of the light.
Mm-hmm.
So they know.
Right.
But it's going to take the community to realize that Jackson is on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And the people in Fondren, Bellhaven, Eastover, Northeast Jackson, they also got to care about their neighbors, because we know it ain't coming to your front door.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no such thing about wait till it come to your door. It's not going to come. The officials, they solve their problem right before our eyes. The stuff that happened down at the fairground,
right,
nipped in the bud, problem stopped, and made sure that it would not happen again.
Right.
The carjackers and the burglaries and everything that goes on that side of the light in their community, solved. On this side of the light, it do not happen.
So why do you think that is? Why do you think that mindset continues to exist among our people? They know, oh man, we ain't, you ride all around Jackson, running lights in Jackson. Soon as you cross County Line Road, you're not running that light no more.
Well, I tell you why. It starts at home and spread abroad, including the community.
Mm-hmm.
Until, for number one, the officials know the hood do not hold their job in their hands.
That's right.
So, versus when our grandparents and our parents was voting and involved, the city officials and government officials, they knew, hey, we got to get in what they want over there in their hood. If not, they going to get with them sister churches, they going to get with their community, and they going to vote us up out of here.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have that worry anymore. Mm-hmm. I constantly say it is very variables that plays a role in that. Not only is our police can only arrest. Mm-hmm. When they go to court, the judges that's downtown in the city of Jackson, from the circuit to the municipal, to whatever. They are under the same statutes of law as the ones in Rankin County and Madison County. Mm-hmm. So if you go do a murder in Madison County, you get the max. Period. You get the max.
Right.
And you innocent until proven guilty, true enough. Same thing in S2'E10, Leak, Clarksdale, all over. But it is a proven fact that Jackson judges is going to let you go. Mm. They're going to let you go. It depends on whether their mama went to school with them. It depends on whether grandmama or auntie is too much friendly favors in the household. Mm. It's too much friendly favors in these court systems. It's too much friendly favors all around the board. Nobody is being held accountable. Mm. You do a favor for my son, I do one for your daughter. Mm-hmm. The problem is, in these communities, there's some good officers on the force, don't get me wrong.
Yes,
I got 2 kids in their uniform. Mm-hmm. But you also got ones that, if you from this neighborhood, I'm letting you go. You from precinct 4, I'm letting you go. 3, I'm letting you go. 1, and guess what? Bad news travel. One thing that the hood do is gossip.
Right.
That's a proven fact. They were gossiping in the 50s, in the 40s, in the 20s, and they gossiping now.
Right.
It's the mindset. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say it, but it's the truth. We are seeing these Jezebel descendants. We seeing them. Canaanites, we seeing them. Mm-hmm. Like the fathers, we seeing them. I think back to when they pushed the welfare system on us, mm-hmm, as a culture. I remember my granny telling her girls. My grandmother had 5 girls and 5 boys. I remember her telling her girls, "Don't you even think about it. I married you off to your husband. If you get out there and trying to work, you're going to die trying to live. Mm. Anything over 40 hours, you're going to be dying trying to live." Mm-hmm. I look at the women today, how we have so many health problems, mm-hmm, knee replacements, hysterectomies, ankle, elbow, everything is hurting on you. Well, guess what? You're doing 10 people's job. Mm-hmm. You got to raise the children. You got to do this. You got to do that. They run the men's off. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm an independent woman. I just told a lady the other day, "Ma'am, stand over there if you independent, because I need some help." I was made to be a helper. Right. I wasn't made to pull. I wasn't made to pull the load. Right. I help. So now, until we get back to the basics, just the basics, mm-hmm, all the way across the board, and that's doing what's right and not what's wrong.
Yes, ma'am.
I remember the time where mothers used to lock their kids up. Mm-hmm. I remember the time when Reverend Joe A. Washington, he couldn't go to too many houses. He had to miss work. He going to Bread District, he going to Brown Bottom, he going everywhere because the grandparents had called him about that bad seat. Uh-huh. And they didn't let them spoil their whole bunch. They got them out of there. Mm-hmm. They sent them to job court. They sent them here. They sent them there. And gave them a trade. I have seen bad seeds turn out, mm-hmm, when they had the love and the support behind them.
Right.
But far as the guns, oh man, hell, you got family members. They can buy guns now, mm-hmm, with food stamps. Mm. You ain't got to have no cash. Mm-hmm. You can trade it out in goods.
Yep.
You got 8, 9-year-olds toting guns. Mm-hmm. That's the only way they know how to solve their problem.
Right.
And the 8 and 9 and 10-year-olds, they are only doing what they see. Mm-hmm. Everybody bringing a gun in the house. Mama ain't saying nothing. Her boyfriend in there, he got 2 assault rifles. Mm-hmm. So it is sad, especially this homicide rate. None of our city officials is saying anything about it. We are back in triple digits. So they know it's a problem with the guns. Right. I remember when the mayor of Chicago talks about Mississippi. How they come here and get the guns from here and take them back up there. But the governor said she lying. But she really was telling the truth. I remember when we was out there trying to stop that law from being passed. You know how many people was probably out there? Probably 13 at the most. It was probably 13 of us out there. People didn't care. But now, since the gun law done passed, and everybody's losing their kids, grown, not grown, kids, infants, now everybody is being affected by it, including the surgeons at the hospital. Oh, yeah. I talk to them people. I go up there and I talk to them, and you can see it in their spirit. They say your eyes is the window to your soul, and that's the only way I talk to people. I look them eye to eye because that's what I was taught.
Right.
And you see it. They losing when the hood lose. When your loved one come in there and been shot by a assault rifle, them people are not equipped to help you.
Right.
So the chances of your loved one making it from being shot by those assault rifles are slim to none. But the community do not realize that it's grenade holes that you asking them to fix. You're not asking them to fix a hole from a 380, a 38, a 45, a Glock 40, a Glock 50. What they train for, you coming in there with AR.
Yeah, those are military. Those are military wounds. So the military combat wounds, military medics are trained to work in the field with combat style wounds. Doctors in the ER and in the hospitals, Baptist and UMMC, they're not trained. You're exactly right. They're not trained to repair combat wounds of ARs and AK-47 assault rifles.
And they have to, every night they losing 12, 24, 8, 9 in a field that they love, saving life.
Yeah.
And they're losing. So it's not only affecting the hood. It's not only affecting us. As the lady said on 90.1, it is a ripple effect.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know where we going to go from here. I said on my show, it's two religions that society look down on. And there's Jehovah's Witness and the Mormons. But let me tell you what I have seen. That is a proven fact. And if everybody be honest with themselves, they'll agree. They go to the hood. They go door to door. They don't have no fear. They out there and they doing God's work door to door. But here in Jackson, we got more churches than the law allows.
You right about that.
They got their doors open on certain days. And the days that they open, it's like a part-time job that the only days you open, you get paid. Period, point blank. But they look down on the Jehovah's Witnesses and the Mormons, and they see them. The Mormons, they come in there too. They ride them bikes, rain, sleet, or snow, and they got the gift of gab, and they're very persuasive. So if they talk to you for 2 seconds, they'll come in. You see, but the first thing the hood churches say, they only talk about it in the meetings. They only talk about it during election time or when it's time for to benefit them. But no other time do I see a congregation or these churches that get together with the city council and with the code enforcers and with the citizens and say, hey, we stand as one. We're taking our neighborhood back. What shift do you want? What shift do you want?
Right.
What shift do you want? Get back to the neighborhood association groups. Get back to no fear. Because they ruling this city out of fear. The thugs ruling it out of fear. The leadership doing it out of everything is fear. So that's why I tell people, you're going to have to pick a side. You can't have fear and faith in the same heart. You're going to have to pick a side. Yep. It's just like in the gang banging. You can't be both of them. You're going to have to pick a side.
You got to pick a side.
I think if we start with that, along with holding those social workers and everybody accountable at their welfare office and the people that's taking public assistance. If they get back to talking to their clients and making sure their clients are registered to vote, now you can't make them go vote now, but you can make sure that they register to vote, start at their welfare office and all these other public places that giving these people stuff. So if we gonna give you this, and you gonna do this, and you gonna do that, we expect for you to do this, and you do that.
You're exactly right. You know, I've been trying to say that to the folks that hand out these EBT cards and HUD vouchers and daycare vouchers, all this taxpayer money they're giving away, but they're not requiring folks to do anything. You know, one way to start hitting them in the pocket is attach. When you have a child in school, you should be required to go to parent-teacher conference. And if you don't go to parent-teacher conference, we're going to deduct something out your check, whether it's your EBT check, your HUD voucher, or something. But the children that are acting out, in a lot of cases that are getting in trouble, that are Henley Young, Capital City Alternative School, you can trace it back. They're getting some type of government fund somewhere. So why not hold the parents accountable instead of taxpayers continuing to foot this bill? And so, you know what, Ms. Johnson, you had a whole lot of great points. Brother Chris Williams, we see you out there. Chris said these churches love to pass the collection plate around too. Brother Chris also said he gave you a shout out. He said you telling the truth. Let me see what else. I'm reading online, but Brother Chris is giving you some solid feedback. Also, Brother Timothy Brown. So we appreciate you, Miss Johnson, calling us in. Call in at any time, because I love talking to you. God bless you, sister.
All right. Likewise. Thank you.
All right. Listen, we got 18 seconds before we hit our first commercial break, but I wanna appreciate again Miss Chantel Johnson for calling in. She said guns are more common than rat tail combs, and man, that's one of them old school combs. Some of the young folks don't even know what a rat tail comb is because they got so much weave in their head they don't have to use it. But we'll be right back after this message.
Let's read and learn together. Meet Mason. Written by Sherry Tate. Illustrated by David. Mason is a young, inspired learner. Walk with him as he uses his 5 senses to explore the world around him. Your young one can learn to identify shapes, numbers, letters, and more with Meet Mason. Available now on Amazon.com.
All right, we are back. We are back once again. Listen, it's Christmas time. Time for that Christmas stocking stuffers. Grab that book and support these black authors, especially the ones that are getting commercial time on the Proven Wrong show. Support these black authors. Grab these books and give them to your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephew, encouraging them to read. Give them something other than a PlayStation, a PSP, a GameStop gift card, all that other stuff. They got enough virtual stuff. Put something in their hands that's hardback. Support Sherry Tate, and let's support each other's business. That's what I'm hoping to do, and I try to encourage you guys to do as well. I needed my oil change today. I actually needed my oil change for the past couple of days. Finally got around to it today. I passed a lot of quick lube places and other places because I was determined to take my money to a black-owned mechanic. Oil change J&J. on Terry Road, especially in South Jackson. Support these black-owned business. This was Marcus. Marcus passed away. His sister is now running it right next door to Popeyes on Terry Road. So that if you need your oil change, your brakes, she don't even know I'm doing this, and I'm not getting paid to do this. But support black-owned businesses as often as you can. Go over there and tell them Mr. G sent you. Proven Wrong show. She may or may not know me, but her brother started that business, and he passed away a few years ago. But he was a good brother. So again, listen, we have to do something. Like Sister Johnson said, the police, they're overmanned. I saw 2 police cars today pulled over. I think they were dealing with a squatter in a house, and both of those police officers were females. They were black sisters out there doing the job. And if you look at the number of police officers that are graduating from the academy, the few that are graduating, they're our sisters. They're our black women. They're out there, and a lot of them are out there because they have to be. I'm not necessarily saying they're trying to be independent women, but if you're not a helpmate, you got to get out there and get it. And so, but they're out there and they're joining the police ranks. But where are the brothers? Where are the men? Where are the men that's why won't you choose to be a law enforcement officer? It's a legitimate job. It's a job with some prestige. It has benefits. They're not getting paid a whole lot right away. But my goodness, come on now. That's a great career. That's a career with promise. Shout out to Christian Van, who's one of the precinct commanders, graduated from Jim Hill High School, part of the Perkins Center and the Young Life and all of that stuff. Community dude. I believe he will be one of our future police chief of Jackson. That young man loves Jackson. He could be anywhere, but he loves the city of Jackson, and he puts his life on the line every day. So shout out to Christian Van and all these other officers that are out here trying to do the right thing. And but our sisters need help. Come on, family. What about the military? Send your young men to the military. I'm an advocate for the military. You don't have to go to college to be successful. I'm a product. I'm proof of that. You do not have to go to college to be successful. But if you are going to go to college, go with a purpose and a plan, not just a pledge and party. Go there. Know that your stay there is limited. You're there for a purpose. Do what you got to do and prove folk wrong. And so, listen, tonight's show, I told you, this is a grab bag. This is grab bag. I had 2 guests that did not show up tonight, and so I'm out here by myself. I'm solo, but I'm grateful. We're getting ready to go into this Thanksgiving season. It is here. It is upon us. And we were supposed to do Tigers for Christ at Jim Hill tomorrow, and tomorrow's subject was going to be with a group of young people. So what are you thankful for? What are you thankful for? And we were going to pose that question and just let it marinate for a minute. Don't answer right away. Ponder. Think about it. What are you thankful for as we go into this Thanksgiving season? So that's the question on the table right now. What are you thankful for? Call in. Let me know. 601-863-9877. Tell me what you're thankful for, because we will not be on the air next Thursday live. I will be in Chicago having Thanksgiving dinner with my in-laws. And, it's going to be one of those Thanksgiving. I believe it's going to be a Thanksgiving to remember. This year, my brother-in-law has just gotten released. He had been incarcerated for a long time. He's just gotten released, and my mother-in-law is excited. I have been replaced, and I know that. I don't have to go to Chicago with my tool bags and paintbrushes this year to do some work at my mother-in-law's house. I can go and relax because my brother-in-law is out, and that's your job now. So he gets to do that again. He gets to take care of his mama, and I humbly relinquish that. And but I'm looking forward to just being with family, that side of my family, being with my wife and watching her glow with her brother and her sister and nieces and nephews in cold Chi-Town. So I'm looking forward to it. And so, but I have a host of things to be thankful for. So give us a call. Tell us what you're thankful for. 601-863-9877. You know, I had one of my rental properties was set on fire a couple weeks ago. Tenant had to be put out. They didn't want to pay rent. But instead of just leaving, they hadn't paid rent since March, y'all. So I was being gracious as all get out, just trying not to put people out. But, you know, the wife, girlfriend, children, whoever, they all left quietly, but the boyfriend, husband, or whatever he wasn't on the lease, no way, decided to burn my house once he got out of there. Set it on fire. And, you know, I am thankful that no one got hurt. So as I go into this Thanksgiving season, I have a whole lot to be thankful for. But I'm thankful no one got hurt in that fire. That no one, that the house wasn't, it wasn't, you know, no life was lost. I'm grateful for that. You can always replace a house, you can replace a property, but you cannot replace a life. So I'm thankful for that. We got another call. Let's see who this is. Hey, this is the Proven Wrong Show. Welcome. How you doing this evening?
Hello, Mr. Go. This is Dickie Tim Brown. How you doing this evening?
I'm good. How you doing, Tim?
I'm doing good. I just want to call. So I'm thankful for the Lord. He blessed me towards my family, my auntie, two aunties, and Uncle Ronnie, Jean, Pamela, and my nieces, nephews, Lee and Michael. They with their father. I thank God they there to take care of them. You know, that's my brother. He's doing good. He's working. And my sister, she's doing well. She's doing much better. I just got off talk to her earlier. She's gonna get out soon in July next year.
Okay.
Also going well for her. You know, got to touch her life because I'm being thankful. I'm thankful to the Lord. He's blessed me more abundantly for me because I'm out here working. Backyard Burger 3 days a week, gonna support the business. People come out and try to Backyard Burger, you know, support the business right here in the city of Jackson because it's my home from Jackson because it Jackson changed my life around for me in this community.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, Tim. Yep, you got a lot to be thankful for, man. I appreciate that. You know, I know your family, and I know your brother and your sister, and so, man, I'm praying for your sister. I hope she realized what a great brother she has that's constantly praying for her, and even realizing that you are thankful that she is getting her life together and that her children are with their daddy. And so that is a lot to be thankful for, man. So I appreciate you calling in. Who else? What? This is the Thursday before Thanksgiving. We won't be on the air next week. 601-863-9877. Call in. Let me know what you're thankful for. You know, I am thankful that the principal at Jim Hill High School, Brother Brown, Bobby Brown, has taken those young folks, those juniors and seniors, and tomorrow won't have to come to school because they don't have air. You know, he pulled the trigger and said we will do virtual learning. They do have not air but heat. They do have heat in the 9th grade wing, so the 9th and 10th graders will be in the 9th grade wing. But I was over there yesterday. It was cold. It was cold in the main building, and they can't figure it out. So until they get it figured out, they're going virtual. So parents, make sure your children log in. Make sure they get the lesson, that they log in, that they're not on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all the other social media stuff when they're supposed to be learning. They're going to have time for that. You know, one of the things I told the young men when we were after the Boys to Men conference, we went to the North Park Mall in the food court, and we sat around the table and we chopped it up. Because I don't just want to take young men on outings and then not have some one-on-one or some group feedback time. So we sat in food court and just kind of what was your biggest takeaway? We asked the young men, what did you get out of this conference? Was it just the food? Was it just a good breakfast? It was a great breakfast. Was it just a pizza for lunch, or was it just playing the video games? What did you get out of the conference? And we went around the table, and so a couple of young men, they were really tuned in and they were engaged, but a couple of young boys were on their cell phones. I said, hold up, put your phones down, and said, let me help you understand something that you can take with you even once you leave this place. Whatever's on that phone, and parents, please listen to me. Demand that your child look you in your face when you're talking to them. When you're in the car and y'all having conversations, demand that your children put the phones down. That's one of the biggest problems that I see our young people are facing. Their phones are raising them. But I told the boys, I said, put that phone down. I said, because whatever is on that phone will be there when I'm done talking. If a teacher is up teaching in school and you're looking at the phone, you're ignoring the teacher, you're missing that opportunity. If your mother is talking, you're missing that opportunity because your face is in a screen. If your dad's talking, you're missing that one-on-one opportunity. If your pastor is preaching, you're missing it if your face is in the phone. And because whatever's on TikTok, whatever's on Instagram, whatever's on Facebook will be there when I'm done talking. And that's the beauty of having a cell phone. That's the beauty of social media if you know how to use it right. Whatever is there, it's going to be there when I'm done. I'm not going to always be here. Your teacher is not going to always be in front of you trying to give you instruction and educate you. The pastor is not going to always be there. He may be up for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever, preaching. But whatever's on that phone will be there when you get out of there. So just dropping a little knowledge to these young men, I said, I promise you, if you practice that now, it will take you far in the future because cell phones are not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. After a while, you just think it, and just like we said, Siri, how do I get to such and such? Siri, tell me, after a while, you can just think it. You ain't even got to say it. Siri will say, oh, I see you're thinking about so-and-so. Do you want me to call them? It's crazy. It may be a few more years down the road. But again, demand, parents. Demand. You're paying the bill, so you got an opportunity to demand some things. Don't be held hostage by your own child. That's another thing. Parents, come on, we can do this. Take back your home. Do not be held hostage by your own child. Do not be held hostage by your own grandchild. I saw a young man today, he's not working, he's hustling, he's doing whatever. But his mom, he has his mom's car, and then she has to wait on him while he driving all her gas up. And she has to wait on him to get picked up from work because she's afraid of her own son. Don't be held hostage by the child you birthed. We saw in the news yesterday, grandfather and I think that was Byram. Grandfather and Byram shot his grandson because his grandson was having an argument with his grandmother. So the grandfather's like, you're not going to talk to my wife like that. Or whatever. I don't know the details, but the grandfather shot the grandson, and the police report on the news said the grandson was arguing with his grandmother. So, I hope that grandfather has a good attorney and can get off, because we have to send a message to our children, to these young people. We have to send a message to these young folks. They're not in charge. You, the adult, you're in charge. Do not be held hostage by your child. Grandchild, niece, nephew, none of that. And if they won't put their cell phone down and you're paying the bill, you're hostage. They running your house. So come on, parents. I'm tired of these funerals. There's a young man who's 19 years old, was killed a couple weeks ago. His funeral is this Saturday, West Haven Funeral Home. Why? Because he didn't have a church home. Shot in the city of Jackson. And so we ought to be tired of this. We have to talk in the beauty shop, talk in the barber shop, but talk the real talk. Somebody's gonna listen. So do we have another caller? We about to pass out. We about to pass our time. This is gonna be a short show tonight. I said it was gonna be 30 minutes, but thanks to Miss Chantel Johnson, he took us, and Brother Tim calling us in, took us a little longer than 30-minute show tonight. Chris, we appreciate you texting, man. Continue to support the Proven Wrong show. And look, come on the show. Let's talk in person. Chris said Siri's not allowed in his house. I don't blame you, bruh. I do not blame you. The only voice I want to hear is my wife's voice. I don't want to hear Siri tell me nothing. I don't use Siri on my phone. My wife does. She'll use Siri sometime. I told her I can text it with my thumbs faster than Siri can find it. Because sometimes she says, I didn't get that. Could you repeat that? I done found it on my own. Shut up, Siri. And so, yeah, Siri's not allowed in my car. But my wife, she uses Siri sometimes. But we don't have that box that you come in your house and tell your Siri to cut your lights on, lock your door, turn the TV channel, all that. We don't have that. She just use it on her phone. So once again, it's the Proven Wrong show. You can call, you can dial 1-800, the number 492-5186, or the local number 601-863-9877. If you'd like to be on the show, email me at vgordonyl@comcast.net. Once again, that's vgordonyl@comcast.net. And have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We really want you to be safe. We know the homicide numbers are climbing and climbing. Don't let it be you. Be vigilant out there. Look out for each other. You know, one of the perks I want to tell you, tips I want to give you, is criminals look for the easy target. Don't be an easy target. You know, when you get out your car, look at your surrounding before you get out your car. If you get bumped, don't get out. Don't stop right away. Go to a well-lit area, and you can keep driving until you find law enforcement if you want to, but go to a well-lit area. There's a lot of little safety tips. When you walk into your car, call somebody. If it's at night, just be on the phone with somebody. Just talk. Have it on speakerphone. Talk to anybody. And just say, hey, I'm walking to my car. I just wanted to talk to somebody. So, but keep your head on a swivel. Always look around. Perpetrators do not like to be identified. So if you're looking at somebody, if they look strange, look at them right in their face. They're going to leave you alone. They're going to go to somebody else. Because perpetrators don't want to be identified. And so if you can look at them and know what they look like, identify what they have on, shoes, whatever, identifying tattoos or whatever, typically you won't be an easy target. And so this holiday season, Black Friday shopping and all that, be with somebody, have your head on a swivel, and we want to see you after Thanksgiving. So once again, it's the Proven Wrong show. We're excited to be and grateful to be on air. And so we got about 4 minutes left if you want to call and tell me what you're thankful for this holiday season. And another thing, I am thankful that I have a loving wife, a supportive wife, understanding wife, forgiving wife, and she's good to look at too. So I appreciate my wife. I am thankful for a second chance, a third chance, a fourth chance. I'm thankful that she knows how to put up with a knucklehead like me. So I said it on the air, and I mean it. I am grateful. So I'm looking forward to this Thanksgiving. I'm thankful my stepmother, Mama Dret, in L.A. had a stroke a couple months ago, and she's doing well. I'll see her for Christmas. And so we pray she continue to get strong. I'm thankful for a group of guys I pray with every Thursday. And we prayed this morning together. So we pray together every Thursday morning. Diverse group of guys, black, white, old, young. We even got a mulatto in the group. So we're a mixed bag of mixed nuts. But we pray together every Thursday morning. We pray for the city of Jackson, and we pray and say, okay, how can we make our city better? And we do. We get together every Thursday, and we're praying constantly. What can we do to make our city better? And just like Sister Chantel said, you know, certain communities, they can gather together, and you know, how do you think they were able to in Belhaven? They were able to squash the crime problem so fast in that community? Because they have resources, they banded together, they raised their own taxes. These are homeowners. They raised their own taxes to get better security measures in their community. And, you know, the carjackings and all that stuff went down. And then the Capitol Police got on the ball and started hiring so many more people. Now you see Capitol Police all over the place. And they not playing, y'all. So young folks, people, if you got children out there playing these grown folk games, they gonna run into Capitol Police real soon. Capitol Police busting caps on folks. Not saying that's the right thing to do, but we have to do something different. We can't continue to do the same thing the same way expecting a different result. That's insanity. We have to do something different. So you know, before long, Jackson is going to turn around. I believe that. And I want to be on the right side of the turnaround. I want to be part of the solution and not the problem. I hope you do as well. So once again, happy Thanksgiving. It's the Proven Wrong Show. And we look forward to seeing you guys on next time. All right? God bless you.
Every child of God has his season. And right about now, it's all
Yo, check it. It's Cleveland Zip just yesterday. I was doing polling, surrounded by jokers.